Hey everyone, I've been seeing this ViprTech Overlord 3.0 popping up all over my feed lately, and after digging into what it actually delivers, I get why. It's one of those pre-built rigs that doesn't just look the part, it's packing some serious firepower under the hood. So today I'm breaking down whether it's worth the hype, or if you should keep shopping. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the specs alone are enough to turn heads. You're getting an AMD Ryzen 9 7900X clocked up to 5.6 GHz with liquid cooling, which means this thing isn't going to throttle even during long streams or heavy rendering sessions. Then there's the RTX 5070 Ti with 16 GB of VRAM, solid for 4K gaming and future-proof enough to handle next-gen titles without breaking a sweat. The 32 GB of DDR5 RAM and 2 TB NVMe SSD combo is a productivity beast. Your boot times are basically instant, and you'll have room for dozens of games, apps, and project files without ever feeling cramped. What really stands out to me is the build quality. ViprTech hand assembles every unit in the USA and runs stress tests before it ships, so you're not getting some random off-the-shelf machine that might fail after a few months. The case itself is a showpiece with built-in RGB lighting that actually looks intentional, not like a cheap afterthought. If you're into aesthetics, this thing is a centerpiece. Imagine streaming with that glow behind you or showing it off in your setup videos. For creators, the Overlord 3.0 is practically a turnkey studio. Video editing and rendering in 4K feels smooth, because the CPU and GPU are working in harmony, and the fast SSD means you're not waiting around for exports. Streamers will appreciate the stability. I've seen benchmarks where this rig handles OBS, Discord, and a 4K game stream all at once without dropping frames. It's also VR ready out of the box, so if you've got a Quest 3 or Valve Index lying around, you can jump right in without hunting for compatible parts. The included peripherals are a nice bonus if you're starting from scratch. You get a mechanical keyboard and a gaming mouse that feels solid for the price, and the 1000W gold-rated PSU gives you plenty of headroom for upgrades down the road. Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth are onboard too, so no messy cables or dongles cluttering your desk. I know a lot of pre-built skimp on the extras, but ViprTech actually bundles everything you need to plug in and play. Now, no machine is perfect, and this one has a couple of things to consider. The white case is gorgeous, but it shows dust and fingerprints more than a black rig would, so you'll need to keep a microfiber cloth handy. Also, while the 2 TB SSD is huge for most users, power users editing 8K footage or storing massive libraries might want to add another drive sooner rather than later. Lastly, the RGB is customizable, but the software isn't as polished as some boutique brands, so if you're picky about lighting effects, you might need to tweak things a bit. Overall, the ViprTech Overlord 3.0 is a well-rounded powerhouse that punches above its weight. It's ideal for streamers, content creators, and hardcore gamers who want a reliable machine without the hassle of building from scratch. The hand-built quality and stress testing give you peace of mind, and the included peripherals save you a few bucks up front. If you're in the market for a high-end pre-built that actually delivers, this one's worth a close look. You'll find the link down below if you want to grab the details. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether ViprTech Overlord 3.0 would gaming PC AMD Ryzen 9 7900X, 5.6 GHz liquid-cooled, RTX 5070 Ti 16 GB, 32 GB DDR5 RAM, 2 TB NVMe SSD, 1000W gold, keyboard mouse, VR ready, Wi-Fi BT, computer desktop. White sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like system and showcase your internals with the built-in RGB lighting system actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off. It is also smart to think about long-term satisfaction. A product like ViprTech Overlord 3.0 Wood gaming PC, AMD Ryzen 9 7900X, 5.6 GHz liquid-cooled, RTX 5070 16GB, 32GB DDR5 RAM, 2TB NVMe SSD, 1000W Gold, keyboard mouse, VR-ready, Wi-Fi BT, computer desktop. White usually feels like the better buy when it stays convenient, comfortable, and reliable in normal everyday use instead of only looking good in the listing.